confidence and mechanical skill to back up a Zeri pick like Adran9 has. And against you, this could be just Z pretty much, you know, him and you are just pretty much gonna farm up until it's time to fight. There's really no reason to put themselves in danger, but hold up. A Morgana possibly picked here for Thunder Talk. That could be something that, okay, I was gonna say Morgana jungle could have been something that was a little bit interesting, but more likely the Kha'Zix here for X-By, that's a little bit better. I'd say that's a little bit more comfortable of a pick there. Gives them a lot more opportunities to go on these ADCs, because that Ezreal is maybe gonna get picked up here for either alone or you. Yeah, double ADC.
They need another jungler. Lee Sin, we haven't been seeing Lee Sin a lot. It's also because of how 50-50 Lee Sin is most of the time, but against the Kha'Zix, at least they are equal. So whoever gets the early game in their favor would be really good. But now, picking up the Corki on the other side, they were just waiting for this to get picked up. So Soul is going to go to the Corki. There's a lot of damage potential to the side of Thunder Talk Gaming. Doesn't have a lot of CC, so I hope this composition works well for them.
I feel like this composition could be a big threat against EDG, though King.7 on that Lee Sin. I love that he has the confidence to bring this out for EDG, because yeah, he does know how to play that Lee Sin really well. Those insect plays are a lot easier to pull off in Wild Rift, but it's still a huge risk, but because you are putting yourself in a spot of danger by trying to isolate a single member of Thunder Talk. But you know, it does come down to that execution and whether or not the members of Thunder Talk will be isolated enough to give him the chance to do that. So we can still kind of rely on his fantastic smites, and maybe he will use that Dragon's Rage to just get X-By off of objectives here. But that Lee Sin pick is just, he has to be confident when he brings it in.
Yeah, and most of the time, so far, Kha'Zix has been a way better pick compared to the Lee Sin before. If you asked me before, I would be more confident with the Lee Sin pick rather than the Kha'Zix. But now, the Kha'Zix is just much more effective because he has a lot of ways to assassinate the backline, has a lot of ways to get away. Lee Sin only has one thing. He has the Dragon's Rage after he goes in, and after that, he pretty much has nothing. So it all relies on how he plays the early game, and he becomes a utility man in the late game.
Yeah, with that being said, let's get into this game. The game number 2 here of a best of 7. If Thunder Talk can take this game, they have a very comfortable route to that mythical 4-0 that we've only actually ever seen once. And it was Thunder Talk that scored that in their last lower bracket match.
Yeah, now in the lower bracket match, going to be seeing one team say bye-bye today. One is going to be fighting KBG, which is also a hell of their own. So whatever happens, it's going to be good for... it's at least going to be good, or at least going to be bad for them.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's going to be really good here. For, you know, whoever does win this, they're going to bring the fight to Keep Best Gaming, and whatever happens in that match that is going to be happening tomorrow, it's going to... either tomorrow or the next day, I'm not certain, but it's going to be a very intense match. And already you can see Thunder Talk, they are also kind of positioning themselves to be a little bit better equipped in this early game.
Yeah, we really want to do the same thing here. It's almost the same matchup as we've seen a while ago. Xiao Zhang in the mid lane just fighting against Z again, but at least the Zeri would have way more easier, at least an easier time here in this lane compared to the Kai'Sa a while ago. That's what I've been really loving about the Zeri so far, because honestly in solo queues, people haven't been picking up the Zeri a lot, but the Kai'Sa has been picked up a lot because she's much easier to scale with. But here, with what we're seeing, it's almost the same thing. Both of them going to the top side. Chengdo7 back at the Scuttlers, and we're probably going to be seeing our first gank here.
We could. We really could, because honestly, a Lee Sin gank in the early game is pretty good.
Oh.
It's not going to be a gank. It's going to be a jungle invade. SMY is there already. They're trying to bully King.7 here, but X-By uses that to get alone isolated. And this is Thunder Talk really taking that early game and saying, hey, we want this. Good. We want to have the advantage here. We want to gap King.7. We don't want him to get Dragon's Rage early. We want X-By to get his evolution, his ultimate first. And look at that win rate, though. 7 wins and 1 loss on the Kha'Zix for XBI.
Yeah, and also getting that. Oh no, this is bad. Honestly, whoever gets the early game for both of these junglers is just so good for them. And getting to level 5 on a Kha'Zix is one of the biggest power-ups that you could have. You have better wave clear, you have better damage against everybody, and getting that serrated dirt for sure is already available. That's one of the best item components that we have in the game, and now XBI already has it. So if ever he ganks again to any of these ADCs, it would be really bad for them.
Yeah, and I feel like the ganks are going to be a little bit slow here. Those ADCs are not particularly easy to get a gank off. You got Kai'Sa, you got Ezreal, very, very safe champions. And since this is Wild Rift, the flashes are on such a low cooldown that you basically can't escape these things. But Soil has to use his Valkyrie to escape there. Langui really threatening that engage with Alistar because he knows that SMY is not around. He's around in the mid lane. And I like this True Shot Barrage used by Xiaozhang as well. Either using it to poke out or get some information or just clear the wave a lot of the time. But there is the first gank coming in. Xingdao 7 kicking Shin back into tower range.
Yeah, I was surprised though, because he couldn't really battle this too. He was at a really critical HP here. And honestly, on a 1v2, Jax could really fight them out. But remember, there wasn't much injustice there. Could have been a lifesaver right there on that battle on bot lane.
It really could have been, but they didn't commit hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, man. It's a Jax under tower. He's got the counter strike. It's a dangerous proposition to try to gank him, especially if both of you are melee champions and you both get stunned up by the Jax. Yep. It could easily turn sour because we've seen that actually happen yesterday in the KBG versus JDG match. Somebody tried to gank a Jax 2v1 and the Jax is able to get the kill and get out.
Probably the safest laner that we have, especially in the Baron lane, because Jax, it's not really that easy to gap a Jax unless you put the dual lane on where he is. But if it's just a 1v1, Jax could really sustain himself pretty well. Honestly, we do expect him to, because of the power creep that Jax has been on because of the nerfs, he's not that much of a beast in the late game. But at least after 3 items, he would be dealing so much more against a lot of the other Baron laners that we have in the tournament.
Oh, hold up, because Shin has been isolated here. Speaking of Jax, getting a little bit power creep. He's going to get crept on there by Xingdao 7 and alone. But Langui, again, was the one that precipitated that gank. So, good hustle there by EDG, getting the first blood and getting priority on this Rift Herald.
Yeah, and again, bot lane, they're already taking out some plays on the bot lane of the map. That Drake is going to be taken down. Don't even need to take out the Rift Herald on the top side of the map. That's going to be 2 towers for sure, just because they have a Rift Herald on their side.
Yeah, getting that Rift Herald charged down the middle lane is very important here for EDG, because as a Lee Sin, Xingdao 7 does like to have a little bit more freedom around the map. But yeah, you can expect ThunderTalk to maybe defend this quite a bit, even though, you know, that it will probably be EDG trying to force something in the mid lane along with that Rift Herald, because we have seen it, like ThunderTalk, sometimes they don't even care about the Rift Herald, they just want to go for the kills even if the RH is charging down the mid lane.
Yeah, we've seen that a while ago during their game. They really just went in for the kills, but just because they know the tower's gonna go down anyway, might as well take something out of it. ThunderTalk wants to go for more, and Langui gets a knock up.
But that could be dangerous for EDG because Z is there. He's already popped the ult. He is being very, very aggressive. Very dangerous Zeri here. But I thought that might have been a mistake by XBI, but he had full trust in Z to follow up.
Yeah. Good thing that they weren't killed there side of EDG. They didn't really know if they can fight against the Kha'Zix at this level, because that Kai'Sa doesn't really have a lot of damage at this point in the game. So ThunderTalk just went by it, survived, and EDG would just back away easily, because that's what they want. They don't really want to have a lot of this fights, because they don't want that Kha'Zix to snowball.
Yep, that Kha'Zix definitely is not the jungler that you want to give a lot of snowball potential to.
That?
Okay, that was a great buffer on that essence shift to get out of the explosive cask. Well done there. The mechanics on this Ezreal are on point by Xiaozhang, but ThunderTalk, they are going to get aggressed on here. Xingdao 7 lands it, and he does get a Dragon's Rage onto SMY, but he was taken away there. SMY, he is going to still get taken down. I think it was a red buff. No, it wasn't. It was a Sonic Wave, actually, that Qingdao7 used to take him out.
Fancy feed for Qingdao7. Really got another great Dragon's Rage, but they're going to go in again.
Langui just not afraid because he has that unbreakable will still to dive under the tower. Although that didn't result in anything, Thunder Talk are now getting pushed further and further by just Qingdao7 being around the map, being very, very good at his map rotations.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay. Qingdao7 with this Dragon's Rage, perfect time.
What was
That's why he was able to just knock them both up. And Langui, you always expect him to just follow up on those engages coming from Qingdao7. That's why these two are so deadly together.
And I just gotta commend that as well. He buffered the Dragon's Rage and then flashed out, so that he was safe, and then he could re-engage with a W, and then, oh man, that was just beautiful, beautiful Lee Sin mechanics coming out. And he has the almost Ghost Blade as well to make him just a little bit more faster and a little bit more deadly here against the squishier members of Thunder Talk. And he's so ahead of his late opponent, his jungle opponent, XY, who has been kind of famine on that Kha'Zix, and this is a Feast or Famine champion, and he has not been having the best time of it at the moment. Yeah,
and not getting any kills as the Kha'Zix is just very detrimental for the team, because that's pretty much what you want to happen. Yes, you have damage, but as long as the late game goes, people become a lot more tanky and is not going to be threatened by a Kha'Zix at all. So now, with this, so far Qingdao7 has been winning this jungle battle. And on this next objective, we're going to be seeing if that's going to really come through on this next objective.
Because it is going to be the Ocean Drake, and any Drake that does give them a little bit more survivability. I mean, Thunder Talk already have the mountain. If they get that ocean, they'll get some regen. Is really going to be key for Thunder Talk to be able to survive this onslaught that is just being precipitated by Qingdao7. So you can see this mid lane. There is a lot of pressure coming in here. Ooh, that True Shot Barrage is also starting to hurt quite a bit. That gives them the first step into this Dragon Pit, and I don't even know if Thunder Talk wants to fight this because EDG just seems very, very strong at this point in the game.
Surprised that they always get at this point, right? They're always at the safer spot every time whenever a dragon fight happens, but now SMY,
he's not very safe there. He did get engaged on a little bit, but not hard committed to. That gives a little bit of time for Thunder Talk to take a positive position here. There is a ward in the Dragon Pit that EDG know is being taken right now, but Langui with Headbutt Pulverize onto SMY. This could be the target right now, but they are trying to fight a war on two sides. Shin is there on the back. Thunder Talk is kind of split right now, but EDG is presenting a reunited front, and Yu is just going to bonk Soil for a lot of his HP. I think that was a 15% or 20% bonk right there, but Shin from the side is going to go for the counter strike. Qingdao7 is not going to be able to seal it out. Zero dragons here for EDG, but now they are being taken out one at a time. Yu and alone is just running for his life now, as Yu has a sliver of health left. And that is a 3-for-1 for the side of Thunder Talk.
Man, Shin was such a menace during that fight. He was at the flanks again and again. Even if they discover him, nobody could do something against him. And because of that, he had free reign at the back line. He was able to get a good counter-strike and the engage, the re-engage from them. Let's take a look at this replay. Shin, they had vision here and where he was, but they didn't mind. And that's why Qingdao7 just got punished there.
Yeah, that was a very late counter-strike activation as well. He allowed Qingdao7 to get into that pit where XBai was waiting. And XBai, this time, he won the Smite War, and there was nothing else that EDG could do there other than try to disengage, but they already lost their Alistar. The disengage that is incredibly difficult.
Just with one fell swoop, here comes the Kha'Zix back in the game. It's because of those kills that he got during that time. Really is good for the side of Thunder Talk Gaming, and so far, it is going to be working in their favor. Two dragons on their side. This is going to be bad if they got the triple Drake, because the amount of stats that they get, and the next Drake is also going to be an Ice Drake. It's way, way worse than it's supposed to be. So that's why they need to really contest that third Drake.
I really, really like the patience from Thunder Talk as well. They know that, you know, they have the possibility to just do this Dragon Dance for a little bit, but they were able to threaten it enough that EDG were the ones to go for a commitment first. So Yeah, EDG kind of jumped the gun there a little bit, and Thunder Talk was the positive recipient there, the benefactor of that mistake. As Shin may be in a lot of danger here. He had to counter-strike to get away, but now as Langui is going to be going on him, he is able to get away though with his leap strike. But no, the True Shot Barrage snipes him out, and this is now very difficult for Thunder Talk. X-Bai is hunted down by Xingdao 7, 2 for 0. EDG starting to put themselves back in this game with a Baron take here.
Yeah, still have the Corki though. This is the timing where the Baron is really weak, so they need to contest this right now.
Oh, SMY just goes in, but he gets knocked out. Langui incredibly low, and now Xingdao 7 and you are so very low. All three members have been taken out now. It's just alone in Xiaozhang, and Soil is going to chase down, but he's going to pay for it with his life. A little bit too aggressive there. Z had to flash out just to make sure that he wasn't taken away from this one. SMY now is the target by X-Zhang, but Xiaozhang, he is going to get stunned up. He's able to use his mechanics so as to get away, and Alone is going to take another kill for himself. A little bit too greedy there from Thunder Talk.
They want to take down the Baron buff, but remember, even if they die, the Baron buff is still going to be there. They wanted to take more kills. They got 3 already. That could have been better. But take a look at this fight though. Thunder Talk really played this so well. They had low HP. They were in the Baron's pit. They were half HP before everything started. That's why Z and Soil just barrage against the members right here. But because they were too greedy, they wanted to take more than they can chew. They got taken down by the members of EDG, and now they got away with the Baron and probably a push at this.
Yeah, that was already a... Oh god, now we're gonna see Shin once again the target of 3 people. He is not gonna be able to survive. He doesn't even have the... Oh god, Langui, now he's going to be the target. But the Unbreakable will keep him safe, because SMY is just going to get barraged by missiles there, as the Kaisa does. And another... Yep, the Acathian Rain to close his kill out, and suddenly Thunder Talk are looking very vulnerable.
Yeah, they're now on back foot. They lost a lot during their last fight, and now EDG is banging at their doors. They're taking down the mid lane turret, and they are just trying to back away. They don't really have a lot of wave clear, so it's still hard for Thunder Talk to defend this. Now, at least they're in prime position again to get this Drake, deny the third Drake against the members of Thunder Talk.
And without a jungler really to... Well, I mean, there is no way that Thunder Talk try to contest this incredibly hard, because they do not have SMY to be that tip of the spear. So it's just going to be melted down here by EDG. Sure, it could be attempted to be stolen by X-Bai, but there's not really a reason to do that when, you know, if you can just possibly feed more kills to the enemy.
Yeah. The only thing that Thunder Talk could do here is use Shin against them, because as long as Shin is on the side lanes, it would be way better for him, because right now he's not in any position to fight against any members of EDG, because he didn't really get any kills. It's 0-4 and 2. It's a really bad spot in where he is right now, so he could just be a pressure maker, just be the pressure cooker for the team.
Yeah, unfortunately Shin was really focused by EDG, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I said that EDG had to focus on getting picks, and Shin is that one member that they can kind of isolate, that they can kind of gap away from the rest of the members, because they know that, oh, he's the Jax, he's probably going to be in lane by himself trying to farm up, and the hesitation was not there from EDG. Even if he was close to his inhib tower, they were just like, okay, hello, what's up, we're going to try to kill you now. Yeah. And that's just been happening again and again.
It's really unfortunate for Shin to not be able to really perform well during this game. Right now, that's one of their problems. Even in a 1v1, nobody could really 1v1 him at this point even, but they go for a 2v1, it's going to be easy. There's not really a lot of objectives, and Baron hasn't been a priority for both of these teams, because they know Elder Dragon is going to be up in a bit, so they are just prioritizing putting vision on this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, the vision is very important here, especially when it comes to that Elder Drake, which should be spawning in a little bit. And this has to be the Dragon Dance of the fight now, because of the game, because Thunder Talk cannot afford to let this one go. They can't afford to let Xingdao get it for free, but they are giving away that position first, because they know that risking any fight at this point could just make them a big target later on during that that dragon fight, that dragon dance.
Oh, that's good. He has the Hullbreaker now on that Jax. That's going to be a good purchase for the side of Thunder Talk Gaming, but because they don't have any vision on this top side of the map, EDG could really threaten for a gank on the top side against Z. Because he also backed away, we do have some time for them to put some vision in the bottom side, because I'm not seeing any wards right there. So it's a very, very dim map for this squad.
I also have to say that it is that True Shot Barrage has been hitting all day, every day. Xiao Zhang just throwing it down lanes willy-nilly, throwing it down to, you know, whoever he can see or wherever he wants to clear a wave. It has been delaying so many things for Thunder Talk here, and there is that Elder Drake, but first they want to get a pick off. SMY, once again, is the only person that they may have access to at the moment.
Especially Shin, though, on the bot side of the map. If ever Shin tries to go and push the wave here, could be in a really big danger if ever they start. But EDG really in prime position now that they don't have members.
They do not have the right positioning now. XVi, he's the one who maybe started up. Yu is the tip of the spear here, but he is a little bit slow because he is the Garen. He only has one option. He runs at you, he slams his sword down, and he spins to win. But Shin trying to apply a little bit of lane pressure before returning to the fight because he does need a little bit of levels. He is a tiny bit under leveled. But this could actually be good for Shin if he gets a 1v1 onto you. Although that is going to be a huge Dragon's Rage.
They need him.
Big stuff there. By Langui, actually, he got that headbutt pulverized really well. And they will be taking SMY down. That's Xingdao 7, but now he's very low. They are going to be fighting on that Drake. It's SMY taking a kill onto the support. Xingdao 7, now he's the one hunting down maybe the Kazakhs. And this is a fight on two fronts, ladies and gents. Western front and the eastern front. This time we have that Elder Drake making sure that everybody gets off of him because he does a lot of damage.
Really good play coming from XBy here. If he wasn't able to get the kill on Langui, could have been an easy Drake for the side of EDG, but because he was able to get that and was able to run away and couple that out, that was such a great usage of that stasis. It baited out a lot of the members of EDG. Most of them are just waiting for him to come out. When he came out, it was just an easy kill for him. Now, with that, Elder Dragon's not going to be taken still. Right now, we can see that members of Thunder Talk wants to get the takedown on you first before they start to take down this Elder Dragon.
The delay from XVi's stasis was just too good. It was the exact amount of time he needed to be able to wait out that unbreakable will from Langley, but he just took so much damage from that True Shot Barrage. Now he can't keep doing this. He has to heal up a little bit here on this blue buff, but look at how aggressive EDG is being, both in the river and in the jungle of Thunder Talk. They're going as for threatening this Elder Drake, and it is such a big threat now because Thunder Talk knows they need to meet them, and XY is a little bit far. They're starting to melt it. They're committing hard onto this, but Langui is going to commit onto these two.
Oh wait, Xiao Zhang, no!
He's into it. There is Xiao Zhang. He's committed to that, and he is going to at least getting a Dimash Justice onto the support, and that's another kill onto Shin. And now that is a 2-for-0. EDG will be taking that Elder Drake for free and charging down at Thunder Talk.
Thunder Talk took an L that fight because SMY and Shin just went forward. That's going to give more space to the side of EDG. They're going to be taking this Baron. The same thing that's what happened during the last game for Thunder Talk. This was the reason why they won. How are they going to fight against it? That is going to be the question because they are not going to be able to steal this. They have the Elder Drake in their favor.
The positioning was just not there for Thunder Talk. I mean, XY was so late to the party, but he stole the steal! Oh my god! And then he took the Guardian Angel off of Xingdao 7. Yeah, he sacrificed his life for that. What? That's worth. You get that steal, you are able to siege and delay the game for EDG.
Bought themselves some time. A really good steal from XBy. Getting that to 2k HP was what he needed all along. And because they got it to 2k HP, it was easy for them to just taste their fear and smite that dragon. Because they got it, EDG couldn't end this game. Thunder Talk has much more time. And what was that mean? You have a Corki, you have a Zeri. And in the late game, they're much more scarier than that Kaisa.
Lord Almighty, what a steal, a hero play from XVi. He jumped in at the last possible second, and it was a smite battle where he had the edge on Xingdao 7. And he also was able to take that Guardian Angel away, which is pretty good. So that does mean that Qingdao has to wait for that before he's able to really efficiently fight again and throw himself at the mercy of Thundertalk.
Yeah, I honestly thought that the game was done already if they took that Baron right there, but because they stole it, that just gave them more and more. And this is what Shin needs so much in this game, because look at that gold gap. That's a 4.3k gold gap on that Baron laner on both sides. So this is just something that Shin really needs. He needs ample time. He needs to get to the Elder Dragon fight next, because that is when we're going to be seeing both of these teams ending the game. And that is when, oh, Elder Drake and Barons are already down, I mean. So this is the equal on both sides now.
Yeah, I mean, the Baron buff just has a little bit more left to go. So, okay, SM1 maybe have isolated Laundry here, but he does have that Unbreakable Will and that True Shot Barrage to keep him safe. Xiaojang has been on point with using that ability to always make sure that Thundertalk cannot actually isolate anybody for long. So, good on him, but now that Thundertalk, they have gotten a little bit of confidence here. But
Xingdao!
Big play from Qingdao 7 and big insect into everybody, but he will be able to at least give that kill over. That's 2 already for Alone, the man, the myth, the legend. The Demolition Sword is going to be dropping in from the heavens there. Z is in a 1v1 against XI, which he will not be able to win. Shin goes down. It's now a 1 versus 5. Z versus the world. That should be the game.
That should be the game. That was such a great play coming from Qingdao 7. They weren't really expecting that to happen, that he was just gonna be going from the other side, and he was able to get an easy execution right there off the bat against this team. 24 minutes mins, there's no more Nexus guards, no more Nexus barriers, and that's gonna be the game for EDG, taking this at 1-1.
Great patience there from EDG, but even more great positioning and